Okay, so today's video is about numbers. So numbers. So Korean uses two sets of numbers, Sino Korean and native Korean numbers. So you see here it's just a numeric number here, but there are different ways of saying things. So for Sino Korean, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Sino Korean is it's because it's based on Hanja or Chinese characters. So in Chinese characters, you would write in this fashion, because Korea was so influenced by China. There sometimes we use number in Sino-Korean, but we have our own ways of saying things in numbers. So 하나, 둘, 셋. Oh, oops. 셋, 넷. So these are the native Korean numbers. So Sino numbers, we kind of went through simple numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 0 or 0. So we learned all these before, right? The Sino-Korean. But this is Sino-Korean numbers. So let's kind of expand on what we have learned, and let's go to more than just number 10, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We all learned it. So how do we say things that are over number 10? So you see here that there's 110 and 1 ones. So you just say 11 in order. Same with 12, like there's 110 and 2 of ones. So 12. Okay? Same goes for the other numbers too. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay? But for number 18, 18, you would have to say this very accurately. Do not say this wrong, and you might be in trouble because it sounds very similar to a curse word. Yeah. Which I'm not gonna explain here. Okay, now let's go to more bigger numbers. Yeah. So 20, because there are two tens, we just say 20, right? Because there are two tens, right? 20. For 30, we say 30, 40, 40. And when we have both of them, like both digits here, so because there are 9 of tens, 90, and then we say 1, right? And let's look at the right, and we see that there are different units. So 100, when we jump to 100, we have another unit for it. So 100 is for 100, 1000 is for 1000, and 만 is for 10,000. Yeah. So now that we have learned about how to read beyond number 10, let's read these numbers. So because there are two tens, we say 20, and then just say the ones 7. There are three tens, 30, and then you just say the one 31. And then for 59, 59, 676, 76, 94, 94. Simple, right? So just when you see a number, think of the number being aligned to this unit. So number ones align here, tens align here, hundreds aligns here, and so on, right? But notice that whereas in English you go from 1,000 to when you're jumping to another unit, you have like 1,000,000, which is 3 6 zeros, right? But for Korean, we jump by 4 digits or 4 zeros. We'll see in the later slides. Anyways, for this, you would have to read like 279. So yeah, But notice that for ones, you don't say 일, right? At the end. For this number, 8,437, you would say 8,437. Okay? Right. So we have our bigger numbers. So for 2,893, you would say 2,893. Don't read the ones, okay? Like 1, don't say 1, yeah? Okay. For this big number, you would say 59,247. For this number, you would say 62,491. How about this one? 11,111. Yeah. And the funny thing about ones is that you can actually say this in another way. So you don't have to say 1 all the time. So you can say this in 11,111. And yeah, simple. So one way of reading this number is 11,101. Or you can omit 1 and say 11,101. You don't have to read 1 out loud. You can omit it. Okay, so where can we use this Sino-Korean? Well, first of all, we can use it to say something about price. So this is 10won. Won is like the dollar. It's the unit of currency used in Korea. So here is 100won, here 1000won, and here 10,000won. For phone numbers, you would use Sino-Korean. 02253857. For older generations, you say 에 for these dashes. So you can actually hear people saying 02에 925에 3857. But some younger generations don't say that out loud. For bus number, you would have to say 17번. For this one, 70번. And for dates, you would say 2월 14일. For this, 12월 25일, which is Christmas, December 25th. Okay. So now we can express the dates. So let's say today is June 30th, 2022. Then, how would you say this in Korean? You would say 2022년 6월 30일이에요. Notice that I pronounced this as you instead of 6. Yeah. When the number is combined with this counter, sometimes it is pronounced differently. And let's suppose today is October 10th, 2022. You would say 10월 10일이에요. So notice for the month, when 6 and 10 are combined with this month unit, these are pronounced a bit differently. So for June, it would be 6월. Pronounced as 6월, not written as 6월, okay? And for October, you would say 10월 instead of 10월, you know? So this 비읍 받침 is not pronounced here. Okay. Let's go for more bigger numbers. And I kind of said something about this. The base for counting large numbers in Korean is 10,000, which is 만. So, whereas in English, you jump by 3 zeros. So, this is 1,000, right? Then 10,000, 100,000, and when you go from here to 10 times more, which becomes 1 million, right? So these commas you guys use as the units that you guys jump. In Korean, because it was influenced by the Western culture, these commas are used with 3 zeros. But traditionally, because it was influenced by Chinese, we go by 4 numbers, 4 zeros, yeah, which is man. So this number here, 100,000, is 10만, okay? So put an imaginary comma here. Then you would read as 10만, right? Let's have an imaginary comma here. Then you would read this as 100만, right? Let's have an imaginary line here. Then it will be read as 1000만. For this, it would be 억. This was 만, and now it becomes 억. Alright, so by now you should be able to read these numbers. So remember that, just think of some imaginary digits below these numbers. Then you would read this as 32, because you don't read 1, you know, just for numbers, the ones, you just go by what's there. 104. This 104 would be read as 104. For 80,478, you would read as, so draw an imaginary number after 4 digits. Then this becomes 8만, 만. There's no thousand, so no 천. There are 400, so like 400, 78. So draw an imaginary line here after 4 digits. So this would become 20만 197. Okay, for other ones, other numbers, please try to read them on your own. Thank you.